This is where I burn my mouth. And can go really well. Yes, you can taste a bit now. I'll pull out a bit there.
Welcome back to Complicatedly Simple. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon. So we have started prepping for Christmas, and today I have a guest in my show, Neil. So Neil is going to show you how to make his family cranberry sauce recipe for Christmas. They usually make it in Christmas, so I thought why not share it with you. Now I'm gonna ask Neil to come in the camera to join us. Neil! So welcome to my show. Say hi to everyone.
Hi everyone.
Okay, so tell us what we're doing today.
Okay, so here we have 300 grams of cranberries. This is fresh, bought from the supermarket, only just yesterday. And then we have 2/3 of a teacup of muscovado sugar. And this is just how we measured back in the day, so this is how we measure still now as a family. And then we have 2 handfuls of raisins, just plain raisins, doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then we have white wine vinegar. We've got the Aspel's brand white wine vinegar, just because that's what was available. And that again is about 2/3 of a cup. Then we have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. You can use cinnamon bark, however you have to then remove it at the end, just so obviously it's not eaten. But this is measured actually with a teaspoon, not a actual measuring teaspoon. So again, it's the family sort of way of measuring before we actually bought any proper measuring devices. And then we have 2 oranges, large oranges. However, due to our supply, we have 3 satsumas and 1 large orange, so make do with this. It's the same principle and it should work. And that is all the ingredients you'll need, and we'll get now started with the actual cooking.
Right, let's get to it.
I'm grating off the zest of an orange, the orange that we're using. This is to increase the flavour of the orange in the actual cooking. So here we have the oranges peeled up. What we wanted to do is get the juice from the oranges. So I'm going to use the blender for this one. Pop them all in and then blend, and I'll show you that in a second. So here we have our orange juice, as you can see, all blended down, all nice and ready to go in the pot. We've turned the heat on just to medium-low to start off with. We put in the orange juice to start so it doesn't burn the bottom of the pan. We'll get that all in. Then once we've put in the orange juice, we immediately add the cranberries in and give it a stir around so that it's all mixed in and starting to heat up. Then we add our zest that we prepared earlier. Stir it in again. Now, this we should leave on until it's starting to really heat up, probably about 5 minutes, just to kind of get its warmth in, because they're either at room temperature or actually straight out of the fridge. So as you can see, the pot is showing signs of heating up. You can see the bubbles coming out. At this point, you now need to add your next ingredients, which are the vinegar, you have them there, Oh, careful not to burn yourself. And then the muscovado sugar. That went quite nicely. And stir that in. This should be again another few minutes in, 2 or 3 minutes, before the next ingredient goes in. As you can see, it's now brought back up to a few bubbles of the boil or simmering because it's on the medium to low heat. So at this point, while it's back to this, we add the raisins. There we go. And the cinnamon. There we go. And then we stir that back in. Once it's stirred in, we need to bring it back up to simmer. And once it's been simmering, we put the lid on and leave it for 10 minutes or so until the liquid has been absorbed into the mixture and it's become a bit more of the cranberry sauce that you'd expect. So it's been about 5-10 minutes. As you can see, it's starting to break down now, the cranberries I mean, and it's looking a bit more sauce-like. However, it's still got a few minutes to go, maybe another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This is where it gets to be a bit varied. You just got to keep out the simmering until it's at the right consistency to the sauce that you would like. And obviously the cranberries do have to break down. You can't really have a whole cranberry in your sauce. So yeah, I'd say about another 5-10 minutes and giving it a stir every little while as well. Okay. So as you can see, it's now broken down and there's not really any cranberries still intact and it's looking far more sauce-like. So at this point, turn off the heat, give it another stir, and we'll move on to the next step.
Is it done?
So this is done basically. As I said before, the next step would be to put it into a bowl, let it cool down first, then put it into a bowl, refrigerate it for about 10 or so minutes so it basically congeals. You want it to kind of get that jelly-like consistency. Now you can blend it, and nothing to say against it. So you know, my family tradition is you want to keep the authenticity, I suppose, of it with the lumps, but nothing to say you can't blend it. So you know, and there we go. And then once that's cool enough to from the fridge, it's ready to go. It's ready to eat, guys, and can go really well. Yes, you can taste a bit now. Pull out a bit there.
Nice.
Now, obviously you don't eat it on its own. You put it on the top.
Warm.
Oh, probably would be. Yeah, I can imagine. So, go really well on your Christmas dinner. I'm gonna have a go now. What do you want, a new spoon? I don't want to contaminate the mixture. There we go. So. This is where I burn my mouth.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's it, this is done. It's ready.
Bon appetit. Okay, so the cranberry sauce is cooled enough to transfer it over to the glass bowl. And we're going to put it all in there. As you can see, there's a fair amount. This is something that can last a little bit over Christmas. So you have cranberry sauce enough to last you through possibly even into the new year. Depends on how much you like cranberry sauce, of course. So this reasonably lasts about a week and a half to 2 weeks. depending on if you seal it or not. What we're going to do is transfer a section of it into this jar. As you can see, it's got the rubber seal, and then you can refrigerate it, and this will last up to week and a half, 2 weeks, and we can have this one once the rest of this has been eaten. So it does make a fair amount, all in all.
So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you give this recipe a shot. It tastes really good. I'm not really a big fan of jelly jams, especially when they're homemade, but this one tasted really good, especially when it's warm. Everyone has their own preference, so please like, subscribe, and share my video with your family and friends, and give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you in another video. Until then, look after yourself. Enjoy your Christmas holiday. Bye bye.
Bye bye.